Hey everyone, what's up? It's Mike, and I am making a video today to talk about how to practice with one hand. So I'm still in the middle of recovering from some hand surgery. I took a spill mountain biking 3 weeks ago to the day, and I got another 2 weeks with this cast on. And it's definitely been an interesting learning experience. Everything should be fine once I get it off. I'm expecting pretty much a full recovery after doing some physical therapy. But the reason I want to make this video is because, for the past 3 weeks and for the next 2 weeks, I've obviously haven't really been able to play guitar, at least not in the regular sense. And I thought it'd be cool to make a video to talk about how you could do certain practicing, even if you only have the use of one hand, all right? Or if something else happens, maybe it was my right hand that got hurt, finding something to do with your left hand. But in this case, I wanted to share some of the examples that I'm doing on techniques that I'm super excited about and that I'm really anxious to get this healed to incorporate the left hand. And I'm not really doing this as a lesson to talk about the techniques in depth. I'm going to briefly talk about them and where I learned them and how you could learn more. But the point is, to have some fun when you're not able to do all the things that you normally are do. Or just keep practicing. Again, don't look at something like this. I'm not looking at something like this as an excuse not to practice and develop my skills. So always find some way that you could work on your technique if you can, all right? And so I wanted to share with you what I've been working on. And basically, it's a lot of these cool percussive techniques with my right hand. So along with all my electric playing, I've been studying fingerstyle acoustic guitar for the last 4 or 5 years, which I love. And one of the things that's huge in fingerstyle is a lot of percussive techniques. So there's a few simple techniques, such as hitting the body of the guitar with your palm to get a nice bassy note there, like a kick drum. All right? The other cool thing that you could do is, if you're using a thumb pick or even your thumb, is what you can consider a snare. And all I'm doing here is just kind of smacking and holding the pick on top of the big string. And you get a nice percussive snare sound. So if you were to do just a kick snare pattern, all right, something simple. And I could also use my fingers hitting on the body of the guitar here to kind of incorporate some other rhythm techniques. So those are some simple things that are done a lot in fingerstyle, but when you only have use of your right hand, it becomes a full day of practice, or at least a full session of practice. Let's say I have 15 minutes to use the metronome and just practice different rhythm patterns. The more advanced one that I'm really having fun with are triplets. This is a technique that I learned from Rodrigo and Gabriela. If you're not familiar with Rodrigo and Gabriela, go listen to them right after this. They are absolutely amazing. Rodrigo and Gabriela is a girl in the band who plays mostly rhythm, and Rodrigo does all the lead. They both play nylon guitars, and Gabriela does this technique. It's a little bit of flamenco, but it's also something that's not, really seen a lot in flamenco. And it's all done with her wrist. And basically, you could Google, Gabriela, right hand technique, or she's done full lessons on how to do this. The basic idea is that I get 3 notes out of 2 motions with my wrist. So in other words, a triplet is count triplet, triplet, triplet. All right, you're breaking 3 beats into one, three notes into 1 beat. So what I do with this technique is you go down with the back of your nails on your right hand, so with your fingers or your strumming hand. So I'm using the back of my nails as 1, then I go down with my thumb as 2, and then I go up with my thumb as 3. So I go triplet, triplet. All right? And the way to learn this is just do it so super, super slow with a metronome. But what I'm doing is I'm only doing a down and up motion with my wrist. Because it's going down, down, and then up. So I do 2 motions with my wrist, but I get 3 notes out of it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, triplet. And because of that efficiency, you're able to do it really fast. You can hear all those kind of really fire in there, and I'm always working on getting it faster and cleaner. But the whole idea of getting it fast, she talks about losing the wrist. In other words, it looks like my wrist is just flapping around out of water. And if you watch her play, she plays even faster, and it's amazing technique that she has. But the idea is that you're learning to do this super slow, and you speed it up, and you get to the point where your wrist is just very, very loose, but it's controlled. Even though it looks like you're just doing this, you're actually doing controlled motions. You could almost think of like a train starting up. And at some point, it's just kind of this fiery motion. So anyways, that is a rhythm technique that I had learned on nylon, and now I'm adapting it with a thumb pick, because I used to do that just with my thumb nail, which I still can, but I've been adapting that to my fingerstyle playing. I'm super excited to being able to incorporate that into my fingerstyle playing. Now, I obviously can't do much with this hand. I can do like a simple E7 sharp 9, I think it is, kind of a Hendrixy chord, or like an E9. Nice funky chord, which is great. I could either just mute the strings, and even if I didn't have use of these fingers, you could put like a hair tie around your fretboard to mute the strings, and then you don't even need your left hand at all. But I could certainly just mute my strings and then just work on the rhythms. So I've been having a lot of fun just coming up with different rhythms and doing it for a long time, so that I build the dexterity to be able to play this style for a long, long time. And then I can incorporate at least one chord that I can move around. All right, and it's actually been really fun. Again, I'm dying to play more with my left hand, but right now, while this is healing up and my thumb, can't move, or I don't have much movement here, it's all about the right hand, and it's been improving a lot, and I've never used it for fingerstyle. So again, the point is, to find something creative and something you could do no matter what your case is. Again, if it was both hands or something really serious, of course I would just have to stop and work on other stuff. But I've also been able to work on piano and work on chord structure and different chord voicings. So there's always something you could be doing to better yourself as a musician and build your skills. And that's the point of this video. Again, these techniques are super fun. If you want to learn more about it, look up Rodrigo and Gabriela and study her technique. There's a couple videos where I've seen her talk about that. Or if you guys are really interested, I could certainly do more lessons on it. But I just wanted to shoot this to make make an update. Again, a couple weeks from today, I'll be getting this off, and then we'll see what the physical therapy is like, getting my fingers moving again. But get out there and keep practicing, all right? Never an excuse not to stay busy practicing something, even given, something like this, or fortunately it wasn't that serious, but it certainly is the first time I've not been able to play. I've never really been injured, so it's a big eye-opener, and it also makes me curious or question the stuff that I want to do versus the risk that it could potentially have. So anyways, just want to make this video. Let me know your thoughts. And again, I'm really excited to get this off in a couple weeks and get back to making regular videos and doing more live streams. So stay tuned till then. Otherwise, take care and keep practicing. Later.